Mr. McCracken. I'm Michelle Hartman, a journalist from the New York Times. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'd like to ask you a couple questions regarding cloud computing and CA technologies for an article to be published in the paper.
Sounds good.
First, let's start with the basics. What exactly is cloud computing?
Essentially, cloud computing provides the means through which everything from computing power to computing infrastructure, applications, business processes, and personal collaboration can be delivered to you as a service wherever and whenever you need it. Cloud computing reflects the convergence of many factors in the IT environment, including pervasive virtualization, elastic response to load changes, low-touch management, and the ability to move workloads from one location to another. Analysts predict businesses that use the cloud can save about 40%. These savings occur because you can contract for just the amount of capacity that you need and get it for pennies on the dollar.
Okay, so an advantage of cloud computing is that it is cheaper and convenient. Are there any disadvantages or concerns?
Security and compliance are major concerns, despite the numerous advances in both. This area of concern continues to advance and get stronger every day. Also, regulations about the export of data vary across the globe and will need to be accommodated.
Okay, is CA Technology considering offering cloud computing?
Yes, we are considering it. We have come to the point where we have two choices: stay where we are and continue to grow, or aggressively go after the next wave of computing, which is cloud computing. One of the things about technology is that it is constantly changing, so our company is constantly reinventing and innovating. With that being said, we need to make sure we look beyond the cloud as to what the next big thing might be.
If you were to offer cloud computing, would there need to be any changes or reorganization of the firm for this new addition?
When we reached the inflection point to stay where we were or go after the next wave of computing, the firm was poorly organized to make decisions on this scale. Businesses no longer need IT departments, but instead need agility. Our structure was very internally focused. We built product vertically and then sold from the verticals, but customers install horizontally. Our product-focused organization didn't look at the customer. We knew the organization and product-focused and strategies of the firm needed to change. We reorganized the firm along 4 strategic pillars: grow the mainframe business, develop software as a service, lead security, and develop virtualization products. A 5th focus area covered all aspects of CA Technology's cloud offerings. After reorganizing the firm's strategies, we looked to add to CA Technology's cloud computing capabilities. Within 9 months, we undertook 9 acquisitions and invested nearly $1 billion in those acquisitions to strengthen our cloud offerings.
In 2008, CA Technologies chose to focus on Mainframe 2.0 to simplify the mainframe product offerings. This helped CA Technologies stop the decline of their mainframe business. In hindsight, after the 2010 restructuring, do you believe 2.0 was still a good decision?
In 2008, there was a new wave of IT professionals. Mainframe 2.0 allowed us to help companies better transition their mainframe products to these newer professionals and onto their newer systems. Our decision also stopped the decline of our mainframe business, which was our core business at the time, allowing us to stay competitive. There were concerns at the time that this would waste valuable resources on a dying technology, but as I mentioned previously, building our mainframe business is one of our 4 strategic pillars, so the Mainframe 2.0 project was not a waste of resources.
You mentioned how mainframe technology was viewed as a dying technology. Do you still think it is dying? And if so, do you believe keeping it as a strategic pillar is a sound decision?
Mainframe technology has been dying since 1998, but the reduction of mainframe sales in the industry from 30,000 to 40,000 dropped to 17,000 mainframes. But this actually represented a significant increase in net capacity that had been growing at 20% a year since 2001. Our company was growing at a rate of 3 to 4% in 2008, when our core business was the mainframe. Keeping the mainframe as a strategic pillar allows us to maintain a steady bottom line while experimenting with new technologies. In addition, our company was built on mainframes, and we are respected for our mainframe technology. If we stopped competing in the mainframe business, we would lose the sense of identity and respect.
It seems like your firm's organization completely changed and grew through their 9 acquisitions. How did CA Technologies benefit from all these acquisitions?
Well, by 2010, CA Technologies had about 13,500 employees with 3,500 sales support personnel and 5,600 development engineers. About 55% of the company's revenue was domestic and 45% was international. However, we would like to see that ratio flipped within the next couple of years to 55% of our revenues coming from international markets and 45% from the domestic market. Also, the company dedicated $200 million in marketing to support the rebranding and reorganization effort. By this time, the firm had gone from junk rating to AA and had robust funding for the future with $1.5 billion in cash and a strong balance sheet.
You mentioned that you'd like to see the revenue ratio change to have more revenue come from international markets than domestic markets. How do you plan to do this?
Some of this change would come through entry into new geographies, and some would come by selling into new accounts.
So, in a matter of a couple of years, you hope to have expanded your brand into new countries all over the world and have gained new clients?
Exactly.
That is all the questions I have for you today. Thank you, Mr. McCracken, for taking the time to meet with me and answering some questions. The article should be published in Thursday's edition of the New York Times.
You're welcome. I look forward to reading the article.
Thanks.